Lily loved mornings, especially with Max, her old golden retriever waiting patiently by her bed. He was her sunshine, her loyal friend. Their bond was simple, perfect, and pure. Then, a walk in the park, Max still had a bounce in his step. Max was more than a dog. He was family, her constant companion. Through happy and sad times, he was always there, always making her smile. Max always knew how to make life brighter. Their love was a quiet, steady song. Lily cherished each day, knowing their time was precious. Their bond was unbreakable, a love known only to them. Then one spring, things began to change. Max seemed less eager for walks, sleeping more. Lily told herself he was just getting older, but a cold knot of worry formed. His appetite faded, treats lay untouched. She tried coaxing him with favorites, but his eyes lost their spark. The happy glint was dimmer each day. She watched him closely, her worry growing. One evening, Max struggled to climb the stairs, legs weak and unsteady. Lily rushed to his side, helping his frail body. He felt lighter than before, too light. That night, he didn't sleep by her bed, choosing the cool kitchen floor instead. He seemed restless, unable to get comfortable. Lily lay awake, listening to his shallow breaths. The next morning, Max did not greet her. He remained on the kitchen floor, quiet. When she called his name, his tail barely moved. His eyes were cloudy, distant, and full of pain. Lily knew then, with a terrible certainty, this was more than old age. The unseen shadow was here, real and threatening. She had to do something. She had to help him. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through her heart. The world felt suddenly fragile. Max needed her more than ever. She couldn't ignore the truth any longer. Lily carefully helped Max into the car. He whined softly, breaking her heart. She drove quickly, hands gripping the wheel, tears blurring the road. Each red light felt endless. Every bump made her wince for Max. He lay on the back seat, too quiet for her playful boy. The drive to the vet was a blur of panic and desperate hope. The waiting room was tense, filled with worried faces. Lily held Max's paw, whispering reassurances she didn't feel. Max looked up at her, trusting. That trust was a knife twisting in her gut. Finally, Dr. Evans called them in, her eyes serious. Lily explained Max's symptoms, her voice trembling. Dr. Evans listened, examined Max gently. Max was too weak to resist, lying still on the cold table. Lily searched the vet's face for hope, any comfort. The examination seemed to take forever. Dr. Evans checked his heart, his breathing, her expression growing grave. The room was silent, save for Max's soft breaths and Lily's pounding heart. She wanted to run away, to pretend this wasn't happening. But she knew she couldn't. She had to be strong for Max. The storm of fear and love raged inside her. She braced herself for the truth, whatever it would be. Dr. Evans finally looked up, sadness in her eyes. She pulled off her gloves, voice soft. "I'm so sorry. The news isn't good." Lily's world tilted, the words heavy and cold. The vet explained Max had aggressive cancer spreading fast. His organs were failing, his body shutting down. Each word was a shard of glass. Disbelief and despair warred inside Lily. "What can we do?" she whispered, clinging to hope. Dr. Evans gently explained, treatment might buy time, but Max would suffer. There was no cure, only pain. The word suffer echoed in Lily's mind. She looked at Max, so still, so tired. Dr. Evans spoke of quality of life, of Max's pain. He was already suffering more than Lily realized. Dogs hid their pain, brave and stoic. Lily's heart shattered. The truth was a cruel, unbearable weight. She had to think of Max, not herself. His comfort, his peace was all that mattered now. The decision loomed, impossible and necessary. She wanted to hold on, but love meant letting go. The room felt colder, the world smaller. Lily's tears fell silently. She knew what she had to do, for Max. The vet left Lily alone with Max and the decision she had to make. She knelt beside him, tears streaming down her face. His fur was still soft, still familiar. How could she say goodbye? How could she choose to end his life? He trusted her completely, with his whole heart. Memories flooded her mind. Max as a puppy chasing squirrels curled by the fire. So many years, so much love. The thought of life without him was a vast emptiness. But then she looked into Max's eyes, dull with pain, clouded with weariness. He licked her hand weakly, a silent plea. He was tired, he was hurting, he was ready. She saw the love in his gaze and knew what she had to do. For him, out of love. It was the hardest choice she would ever make. Those 10 minutes felt like forever. 10 minutes to accept the unacceptable. 10 minutes of heartbreak. She held Max close, whispering her love, her apologies, her goodbyes. The words caught in her throat, choked by sobs, but she knew with terrible clarity letting him go was the only kindness left. She pressed her face into his fur, memorizing the moment. The world outside faded away. Only love and sorrow remained. She was there for him as he had always been for her, until the very end. Lily called Dr. Evans back in, her voice barely a whisper. "I'm ready," she said. "I don't want him to suffer anymore." Dr. Evans nodded, eyes full of compassion, and explained the procedure. "It would be peaceful," she assured Lily. "No pain, just sleep." Lily held on to those words. She knelt beside Max, holding him tight, kissing his head and floppy ears. She whispered all the things left unsaid. "You're the best boy, Max. Thank you for everything." Her tears fell onto his golden fur. Max lay quietly in her arms, seeming to understand. As Dr. Evans administered the injection, Max sighed, a soft, gentle sigh. His body relaxed, breathing slowed. Lily felt his warmth, his life, ebbing away. She held him closer, her heart breaking. She watched as the light faded from his eyes, until there was only stillness, only silence. Max was gone. The pain was a physical blow, a vast, empty chasm inside her. Dr. Evans quietly left them alone. Lily stayed on the cold floor, cradling Max's lifeless body, rocking him gently, sobbing uncontrollably. It was the hardest goodbye she had ever known. A piece of her heart had gone with him. The world felt changed, quieter, emptier. She whispered one last goodbye. Love and loss mingled in the silence. Max's memory lingered in the stillness. And Lily held on. Returning home was agony. The house felt wrong, achingly empty. Max's leash still hung by the door, a silent reminder. His food bowl sat untouched, his favorite toy on the rug. Everywhere she looked, there was Max, and yet he was nowhere. The silence was the loudest sound she'd ever heard. The first night was unbearable. The space beside her bed, where Max always slept, was vacant. No gentle snores, no soft thud of his tail, just emptiness that magnified her sorrow. She clutched his old collar to her chest, its scent bringing fresh tears. Sleep was impossible. She felt so alone, so lost. The world felt dimmer without his bright spirit. Days blurred into sadness. Little things triggered fresh pangs of grief. A stray golden hair, the jingle of a neighbor's dog tags. Each memory was a sharp stab to her heart. She moved through her days in a daze. Friends called, offering support, but no one could truly understand. Max wasn't just a pet, he was part of her soul. The park felt empty, the paths they once walked together now foreign. Every happy dog, every wagging tail was a fresh wound. Slowly, the sharp edges of grief began to soften. The crushing weight on Lily's chest started to lift, just a little. The tears still came, but not as often. The raw agony became a dull ache mixed with warmth. Memories of Max started to bring comfort. She found an old photo album, pictures of Max from puppyhood to old age. Each photo was a window into a happy past. She remembered his quirks, his funny habits, his soulful eyes. These memories were treasures, proof of a love that was real and strong. She found his favorite blanket, still holding his scent. Wrapped in it, she could almost feel him there. It wasn't the same, but it was a small solace. The love they shared hadn't vanished. It lived on in her heart. She started to talk about him with friends, sharing stories. Speaking his name became a celebration, not a wound. She realized Max wouldn't want her to be sad forever. He would want her to remember the joy, the happy years. His love was a gift, one that kept on giving. Even now, after he was gone, it warmed her. Lily learned to carry his memory with gratitude. Love's echoes remained, gentle and bright. Max's spirit lingered, a quiet comfort. Time moved forward, seasons changed, and Lily's heart began to heal. The scar of Max's loss remained, a tender spot, a reminder of profound love, but it no longer ached with unbearable pain. Instead, it became a symbol of connection, a testament to their bond. Love, she learned, was stronger than loss. She noticed beauty in the world again, the sun's warmth, birdsong, laughter in the park. Max had taught her to appreciate simple joys. That lesson stayed with her, a precious gift. She found herself smiling more, laughing again. The deep sadness made room for gratitude, peace, and new beginnings. One day, she saw a young golden retriever at the park, full of life. It reminded her of Max as a puppy. Her heart clenched, but then warmed. She knew someday she might open her heart again. It wouldn't be a replacement, Max was unique. He would always hold a special place in her heart. His love had shaped her, changed her for the better. He taught her about loyalty, joy, and the enduring power of love. A love that lingers long after goodbye. A love that becomes part of who you are. Max was gone, but their story would last forever, and Lily carried it forward, with hope,